Welcome to episode 32 of Discover Ocala, presented by Showcase Properties of Central Florida. I'm Valerie Dailey, and today we're joined by Buddy Oswald and Greg Harrell. They're here to share insights about the Braver Angels organization and the work they're doing to bring people together. Let's learn more. Thank you guys for joining me today, Buddy and Greg. It's super exciting to learn about a new organization in town called Braver Angels. And Buddy, you were the one that got us started on that. So tell us a little bit about Braver Angels. What is it? And kind of we'll go from there.
Well, Braver Angels it's a national organization. It's the largest organization in the United States that's designed to promote civil discourse across partisan divides. And they have two focuses now. The number one focus is bridging that partisan divide. How can we have a civil conversation about challenging issues? And then the second part is once we can talk together, then we can work on solving problems and we can find common ground to solve the difficult issues that face our community.
Okay. And so we have monthly meetings, as I understand it.
Yep.
Right? And who can come to the meetings and how does anyone know about these meetings?
Well, the meetings are open to the public. Everyone's welcome. We try to have a balance of conservatives and liberals, or reds and blues and moderates.
And purples.
And purples. and the reason for that is we want people to feel comfortable in the room gathering, and we want to be able to have conversations with people that have a different perspective from what we may have.
And Greg, so you've kind of joined in on the movement, so to speak. What are you seeing here locally that made you want to participate?
Yeah, and thank you for having us, by the way, Val. Appreciate the opportunity and appreciate Buddy's initial leadership. But Buddy brought the idea to me, and it resonated immediately. I think because in this day and age, in seeing some of the partisan strife and maybe elevated sort of intensity in conversations at the national level and even at the state level. As somebody who has lived most of my life in Ocala, I guess I wasn't really keen on seeing that sort of vibe or element sort of infringe on our turf here, so to speak. And it really is happening everywhere. And Ocala and Marion County was not immune from that. But this being the place where my wife and I live, where we raise our children, where our parents still live, one of the things I've always valued about Ocala and Marion County is the civility. It's just a nice place to live, and want to protect that. Have always valued different opinions that people hold. I think we can learn from each other when we listen to each other. And we have to be careful, I think, these days to not jump at the opportunity to share our opinion, but rather to listen and try and understand where other people are coming from. And this immediately sounded like a good opportunity to do that. And Buddy and I have been thrilled with the turnout because we quickly realized a lot of people are hungry for that kind of interaction. And it's just been a great experience so far.
Oh, good. That's great. So tell us a little bit about the meetings that you've had. What have they consisted of?
Well, the first couple of meetings we had, we were fortunate. There's a Braver Angels ambassador that lives in Tampa, Pat Mayer, and she volunteered to come up and lead the first couple of meetings. And they were basically educational meetings trying to get the word out into the community. And Pat did some exercises with us to help us understand how we can depolarize ourselves and be able to have a conversation with somebody that's got differing views um, without getting upset about it, really. And so now we're kind of getting our feet on the ground. Uh, we're going to have a couple of meetings about immigration. The March meeting is about the constitutional issues related to immigration enforcement. And then after that, we hope to have a forum that discusses uh, the impact that immigration has on Ocala and Marion County. And then after um, the 4th of July, as we get more towards the election season, we'll hope to focus on some of those election issues, voter registration and things like that. And I know Greg has got a special um, feeling for the 250th anniversary, and we want to do something with that, and maybe you can share some of
Yeah,
those
tell us
ideas,
about
Greg.
that.
Sure. Buddy and I have always shared an affinity for our founding documents and sort of what it means to be an American, and you know, how do we define that? What makes us the country that we are? And what better opportunity we thought than the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence to kind of roll up our sleeves,
Yeah.
literally and figuratively, and take a look at what the documents actually say, and think about that, and think about how so much of what went into the founding of the United States of America is still applicable and still important, and how we have to, I think, as active citizens, recommit ourselves to those principles in ways where we can live together in a civil manner, and have differences of opinion, but work together to try to get what needs to be done. And so we thought this is a great year to do that. We have some built-in natural things happening with the 250th anniversary, with the midterm elections coming up, and just thought it would be a great time to form this group, but to be able to have these shared experiences as we all sort of decide who we are as Americans, how we want to vote, and just do that collectively.
Good. Well, I know at the last meeting that I was at, we talked about kratom. Is that right?
Yes.
Did I pronounce that correctly? And we had quite an interesting group of people there to talk about that. Tell us how that got set up, and because that time we broke out into groups and then discussed what we just talked about in our groups.
I knew nothing about kratom
Yeah,
until last
I don't think
December.
anybody did.
And there was a city council meeting um, that was very energized because of the issues. And there was an article in the Ocala Gazette, which, by the way, I want to give a shout out to the Ocala Gazette for giving Braver Angels a lot of publicity. And it kind of piqued my interest. And the mayor is very um involved and very passionate about the issue and the potential problems with it and how it may affect our youth. And so uh, we thought that it was a good opportunity to just investigate further, have a discussion about what it is, what are some of the issues with it, what are the regulations or the potential regulations that may affect it, and and have a discussion with the idea in the future that that discussion may inform policy decisions that we might want to recommend.
Yeah, it was a great conversation, and we had lots of different individuals come in that were actually in support of kratom, and other people that didn't know anything about it. So it was a good tool to first listen and learn and then come back with an opinion of yeah.
And that's the idea that we can use with a lot of different issues, whether it's immigration, whether it's property tax reform, um, whether the federal budget, whatever the issue is. If we can get people in an environment where they can have a conversation together about that and learn what the different perspectives are, then we have a hope to solve some problems.
I think it's wonderful. So currently we're meeting at the Ocala Marion County Public Library,
Right.
and it's usually 5:30 to 7 before they kick us out because we could go a lot longer than that, I believe. But we're looking for a permanent space and a permanent set time on the calendar. Is that correct?
Yes. Right.
Okay. All right. So we can update on that maybe later once we get that going. So, there's several chapters around the state as well, and I believe that they have a national conference.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a national conference the third week in June, I believe. It's going to be in Philadelphia, and my wife Lee and I have registered to attend. And I just got an email this morning from Pat Mayer, the Tampa Bay Alliance. We're going to have a Florida table there with the Florida tables. The Florida Alliances will have a table where we can share information with other alliances from across the country.
And Val, there's some great materials online too. Braver Angels has a website. I believe it's braverangels.org.
Yep.
But some fantastic materials there from the national organization. There are some simulated exercise you can participate in. AI is kind of a hot topic these days. You can interact with different personalities, and just encourage people to check that out, and to let them know that each local group has a lot of flexibility to be what it chooses to be. And so we're excited about that because we have some national guidance, but we're not beholden to any particular format or programming.
That's awesome.
Yes, there's, if you look at the events calendar on the national website, there are online workshops, there are online debates that you can join. The dojo that Greg mentioned, you have to be a member. Membership is $12 a year, very reasonable. And if you, when you're joining, if you click on the Marion County Alliance, the $12 comes to the Marion County Alliance, and then we can use that to spend on our activities here.
Okay, great. So, is there anything that you thought I was going to ask that I didn't ask, or is there something else that you want to get out to our audience?
I would just say, come all, come one, come all. We are happy to have people. The more the merrier, and really the richness and diversity that we have in Marion County is best reflected at these types of meetings, I think. And that's been exciting to see, but it's also, I think, bodes well for the future of the organization.
Okay.
I agree.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming and talking to us about Braver Angels. I think it's an exciting organization to have within Marion County, and look forward to seeing it grow.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks to Buddy and Greg for joining us today. And we look forward to being with you once again next month on Discover Ocala, presented by Showcase Properties of Central Florida.
Discover Ocala is presented by Showcase Properties of Central Florida. As an independent brokerage firm for over 2 decades, Showcase Properties has helped customers throughout Central Florida achieve their real estate goals. Showcase Realtors offer expertise in a variety of property types and price points, and their services go beyond just buying and selling. Visit showcaseocala.com to connect with a dedicated local realtor and start your unique real estate journey today. We also want to thank you, the listener, for taking time to discover Ocala with us. We hope you enjoyed this month's episode. And if you did, please consider leaving us a review or rating wherever you're listening, or even telling a friend about us. If you have any questions on other organizations, individuals, or events you'd like to see covered in future episodes, you can get in touch with us directly at discoverocala@showcaseocala.com. See you next month.